fourth quarter?
I think we made things difficult. I also think they missed some good looks, so got away with a couple. But we strung some stops together down the stretch when we needed to, and created like a 5-6 point cushion, and then just kind of kept that.
Jalen, for Mikal, this is now 3 straight games where he's just made shot after shot. What do you feel like is going for him as well as it is? And on the other end, what do you feel like is working so well with the way that he's defended Maxey?
I mean, offensively, it's a make or miss league, and obviously there's times where the ball's going in, times where there's not. And but I think for him, what's been the most consistent is him and his routine every day, doing the things he has to do to make sure he's ready to go. And so when the ball does go in, it's not a surprise. He works at it. That's what he does. And no surprise there when he's doing that. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think he's just making things tough. I also think Tyrese is generating some good looks for himself and for others. But we're just trying to make it as tough as possible, because obviously the things that he can do is pretty spectacular.
Different kind of game than you guys had the last few games. What were you thinking going into the last 8 minutes or so, and what do you think about the way you guys handled overall the situation?
Most importantly, just staying poised, staying composed, just figuring it out just one play at a time, one step at a time, and not looking too far ahead. And when they make it faster, when they go up one or we take the lead back, just focusing and.
Now that's just 2 guys, Maxey. They're supposed to switch this. They both end up coming out to Jalen Brunson, and that leaves Mikal Bridges wide open under the basket. Just a great job of, when you move your bodies, you get the defense confused. They don't switch. Rookie miscommunication. They're supposed to switch action like that. They're like size. As a result, Bridges wide open dunk. And Karl Anthony Towns can see over the defense. He loves making passes like that. 7 more assists tonight.
Yeah, what a terrific game he had, again, just being able to run the offense. All right, but when you get down to crunch time, what you knew was that Jalen Brunson was going to get shots, Tyrese Maxey was going to get shots, and the question was, who was going to make the big shot that wasn't one of those 2 guys? It's always an other who needs to make one. In this case, Josh Hart. Yeah, this was a good possession, too. And OG Anunoby just doing a great job of not panicking when the Knicks are fighting the shot clock. This is a high pick and roll that nothing really comes about of it with Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, so they go into the split action. I love this. The Knicks are taking what the defense gives them. OG Anunoby pops out here and frees it here. Now, there's only 5 on the shot clock, you can see. Anunoby's going to drive into the paint. Keep an eye on Josh Hart. Up top here, that's Deuce. This is Josh Hart in the corner. Oubre's going to dare him to hit this shot. I don't think Oubre needs to come in to help, because right now you got 2 guys on Anunoby. Oubre can come out here and kind of help a little bit. And I don't know why Maxey didn't maybe take this one away too. But Anunoby, quick pass out. Hart loves making these against the shot clock, and he nails the 3. And that's a big one. Huge. And he just makes huge ones. Oubre just made a 3, blew the kiss to the bench. Right back at you. Josh Hart ties up the game at 99. And that started the run for the Knicks that put the game away. Josh Hart had missed his first 4 threes of the game, but shot with confidence in that big moment, what became a big win for the Knicks. Mike Brown's Knicks are up 2-0 now in this series with the Sixers. Here's the Knicks head coach's thoughts, presented by Chase.
It was a playoff basketball game, you know. The game was ugly offensively. Throughout most of the game. You give the Sixers a lot of credit. We knew that they were going to come out. They were going to be more physical. They were going to try to get in the passing lanes and activate the ball a little bit more. So you give them credit. But I also give our guys credit. We talked about defending without fouling at halftime, and we did a better job. They were on track to get 40 free throws. And, we got to try to do something about it, because they're killing us from the free throw line through this series. I know it's only 2 games, but they had 34 and 28 tonight. let's see if I do my math right. That's 30. That's 62. 62, and we had 17 and 25. So that's 42, right? 42 to 62. So we, I don't know, we have to do something right. We have to. I have to do a better job addressing it. Hopefully, it can get evened out a little bit more throughout the course of the series. But it's tough to win a ball game if you're getting beat from the free throw line like that versus a really good team. So we got to look at every aspect of it. How we're helping on their drives, everything. But that's a big discrepancy. But again, I give our guys credit because in the second half, they were on track for 40. In the second half, they had 8, and that was a big difference in the ball game. On top of that, Cat only playing 8 or 9 minutes in the first half. That's tough as well to try to combat, especially when Mitch was out. I thought also the offensive rebounds. We were really good in the second half. They had 8 offensive rebounds in the first half. They had 3 in the second half, and we had to keep them off the free throw line. We had to keep them from offensive rebounding in order to get this win, because at the end of the day, it came down to who was going to get more stops in that fourth quarter. And, to hold a team like that to 12 points, and they missed some shots, we know that, but have them only score 12 points in that fourth quarter, it's huge. And, they're a turnover team, and part of that is, we only gave up 2 points off our turnovers in the second half. But if there is one player that I want to make sure that I mention, it's Mikal Bridges. You're not stopping Tyrese Maxey. I mean, Tyrese, he had a great game. He had 26 points. But Mikal tried to make him work, especially in the second half, for every point he got. And I think he ended up with 7 in the second half. And, you're going to have to keep working and give multiple efforts, and the team defense behind him is going to have to be great in order to even think you're going to slow him down, because he's a great player. But Mikal did what he could, as well as everybody else behind him. And then on top of that, Mikal hit some big shots for us down the stretch, especially when we looked a little discombobulated offensively. He got to his spot and knocked down some big shots. So great game on both ends of the floor from Mikal.
Mike, OG and Anunoby left the game about 2.5